All right, here's another question. We have 2 cornfields, maybe 5 acres each. All right, those are big cornfields.
Yeah, they are.
I know they sprayed them with chemicals. Any tips on restoring the soil and getting rid of the chemicals from the soil?
Yeah, great question. So you probably don't know exactly what they sprayed on there. Most of those chemicals in, say, a normal biological scenario, meaning the soil's got average biology going, and it's 5 to 7 years to totally get rid of those. Does that mean you can't use the ground? No. I mean, I think we have to be careful. We can't be purists.
Right.
If it's so damaged, it's not going to grow much, then you're going to have to do a little restoration before you even use it. But because of the size there, you're not going to be able to import, say, a bunch of compost.
Yeah.
That's going to be very hard to do, but you've got to get the biology going and improve the health of the soil, because it's actually the microbes that are going to break down the chemicals and make them inert and break them apart. The biology is very, very powerful. So really, it's going to be cover cropping. Is going to be probably the most inexpensive way, though that's going to take longer, and that's growing a diversity of cover crops and building your soil that way, along with nitrogen fixers and whatnot. So the best thing I can do is recommend that you check out a book by Gabe Brown called Dirt to Soil. Fascinating book, very good. And he'll give you a lot of ideas about how this works in even different cover cropping scenarios.
Okay.
And that'll get you going. But that would be the best way that I would recommend. That's not going to cost a ton of money.
Could you do
for something that scale?
A large amount of compost tea? That's 10 acres. That's a lot of land. So could you do like a big spray on a compost tea?
You certainly could. That just gets a little more advanced. That's why I didn't bring that one out. But yeah, if you wanted to get into compost teas, but I couldn't even begin to tell you how much you would need.
Yeah.
So that becomes to make that compost tea correctly and then be able to apply it at that scale, that becomes another larger project. A great way to go about it. And you could even combine that with cover cropping or a crop that you're going to use. So absolutely.
Yeah.
That's just that's a whole nother area to go into that I can't speak to a whole lot.
Okay, great.